Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Love that
All
video.
right. Well, yeah, I do. Thank you, Connie, for making that. That is just fabulous stuff. Hey there, Mr. Isa. Mr. Isa got the gold star today. Isa was the first one in chat.
Good to see you all. Peace.
Good to see you. He's telling me he was telling me at the beginning of the show I ain't gonna be able to talk much tonight. what happened Sunday? Well, I wasn't able to talk much then. Well, what about last Tuesday? Well, I was busy. Isa has something that we call a life.
Thank you.
Not the rest of us have lives or anything, but we appreciate you guys being here. And everybody over in chat, let me bring up the comments. There we are. Yeah, I see everybody over in chat. Thank you again for coming tonight. Okay, so it is again another edition of the Crossing the Crescent discussion group. We are here every Tuesday evening at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here on Sunday afternoons at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is a show that discusses Christianity and it discusses Islam. We provide an apologetic for Christianity. Of course, we provide a polemic against Islam. And the reason why we do that is because we believe that the teachings of the Quran are incorrect, of course, but also they lead people away from the true gospel of Jesus Christ, which is that he is the Son of God, he died for our sins on a cross, he rose again, conquered death, and by having a faith in that alone, faith alone, we will be redeemed with him at our death. I appreciate people. Danny, I see that you just got here. Thank you for coming. Okay, so tonight, I think I spooked everybody because I sent out a message this afternoon. I said, okay, today's topic is Quranic contradictions. Bring your contradictions. And I got 3 people that came. So that kind of concerns me, but that's okay. I have like a laundry list of Quranic contradictions, but I just want to stick with just some main ones to get some feedback from, of course, the chat, get some feedback from you guys. Because the Quran says that, what does the Quran say? I don't know if I have that up here. It says that it's a perfect book preserved in heaven. That's in Surah 85, verses 25 to 22. But in it, we would not find much contradiction, which is kind of scary because if you find any contradiction that's in a book from God himself and is supposed to be perfectly preserved, then that would seem to me just to be a little bit problematic. I don't know. If God can make a Ed, can you gotta close the window or mute it? There we go. Thank you, my brother. Yeah, so if God can make a mistake and contradict himself, then I would think that he wouldn't be God. And
Exactly.
if this book, exactly, yeah, and if this book contains any contradictions, then it is not the direct speech of God. So all you have to do is just prove one contradiction, which isn't hard, but we're going to take a stab at a few this evening. So my favorite one, I'm gonna read this one off right off the bat, because I even cut and pasted this Hamajama, because I like this, because it is so plainly in your face. And this one is, what will be the food the people eat while they're in hell? And so you have 3 verses that we find. Oh, is there only 2 listed here? Well, we'll get to it. All right. So number 1, you go to Quran chapter 88, verse 6. And in Quran chapter 88, verse 6, you find no food will be there for them but a bitter dari. Now, the dari is also, well, we'll get to that. Okay, so a dari is like a is like a prickly plant. It's like eating a cactus, I guess. So the people in hell, the only food that you're going to eat while you're in hell, that's provided that you eat while you're in hell. That's another subject, but that's provided you eat while you're in hell.
It's a stupid subject.
I like this. Now, hold on.
I know, people eating in hell. Come on, man.
Well, this is when we start talking about the absurdity. It's just trying to make hell even all that much worse. I mean,
there you go.
You know, what could be worse? I mean, think about this just for a second. Okay. You are burning eternally. Okay. You're on fire. Now, I have a very low tolerance for pain. I admit it. I do not like pain. And I could not imagine getting burned to death. I just couldn't imagine. But being burned for all eternity, now that's a special kind of pain. And not only are you burned for all eternity, Allah goes out of his way to make you new skins and some type of cloak or shirt or coat or something to give you new skins every day to be burned off again.
Yeah, the all merciful, all compassionate, right?
Well, I was thinking about a couple other things, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you're going to be in hell going, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, what's my food at? Right? There you go. There you go.
I must not have ate this morning or something.
Yeah, my stomach is kind of empty here, man. I need to eat, right?
Okay,
where's my food, Allah? Right? Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I got them all. I keep Ron laughing. So.
Okay, so you just burned my tongue off. I'm not going to taste it. So there you go. Give me a cactus. I don't care. I don't have a tongue.
Yeah. Does their tongue not burn? Right. Yeah. Since they're in heaven, and their teeth, so their teeth aren't burning, so they get to still eat. Jeez.
I don't know. It doesn't specify from the perfectly clear Quran. Okay, so 88.6, you're eating a cactus plant, a little prickly thing. Ow! I didn't leave a mark, despite the fact that you're on fire. Okay, but in chapter 69, verse 36, it says, "Nor hath he any food except the foul pus from washing of wounds." Okay, so not only are you on fire, you're on fire, but then you're going to eat this cactus-like plant, the dari. But then it says over here, it says only. Let me go back to this. Only. Nor hath he any food, no food, except the foul pus from washing wounds. So you're only going to be able to eat the pus from wounds. So you're on fire, but Allah's contradicting himself. Now, am I getting the cactus plant or am I getting the foul pus? Let me think about it.
Okay, yeah. Which is it?
Which one is it? Because it's only, according to the Quran, you're only getting one or the other. You're not getting both.
Jeez.
But then it gets worse. Hold on, it gets worse. Okay, so it also says in, let's see here, it is better, the tree of the, let's see, it is Is that the better entertainment?
Are you showing this? Because if you're showing this, we
no,
can't
let me
see it.
let me show it. Let me show it. It's better to show it. I'm sorry. Okay. This is just so absurd. I can't. The things we do for entertainment. Here we go. Okay, so it is better entertainment or the tree zaquam, for we have truly made it a trial for the wrongdoers. For it is a tree that springs out of the bottom of hellfire. The shoots of its fruit stalks are like the heads of devils. Truly, they will eat thereof and fill their bellies therewith. Then on top of that, they will be given a mixture made of boiling water. Then shall their return be to the blazing fire. So, which is
stupid.
it? What is it?
Which one? It doesn't
Oh,
make me afraid of Allah. It makes me laugh.
Right, you're going to burn me to death, and then you're going to tell me I got to eat this cactus. But no. Now you're telling me I got to eat this foul pus. But no. Now you're telling me I'm going to eat from the tree of, what the heck was that called? The zaquam, the zaquam tree. And then I got to drink, well, at least you're getting to drink water. It might be boiling water.
Yeah, man, I need to go drink some of my boiling water today. I haven't had it today, right?
Yeah. I'm not, if I get water and I'm on fire, my first thought is not to drink it. I'm just saying. I mean, if you could give me some water while I'm in hell,
this is just such embellishment. Embellishment. That's what I get. The word embellishment.
Well, when I think about this, I just think about you trying to scare a child as much as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. That's what I think he's trying to do here. This is the intelligence level of Muhammad. Let's just scare him to death. We'll scare him into heaven. So we'll say that you got to eat this pus.
And that's contradictory too, because he created people for the hell. So he's the one that started it all.
Yeah.
So he's all full of contradictions.
Oh my gosh. Quit. Mm-hmm. It's just always one to try to make excuses for them. Maybe they eat cactus pus.
Yeah, I know, right? It's not specific, right? It isn't Allah supposed to be in detailed.
Right. Oh, and here's this is good. This is a great one, Michael. Look at this. A tree in hell? Isn't that a tree burning too?
Yeah, is this supposed to be haram?
Yeah, I just, so when I think of, contradictions, and this, to me, this is like the all-time worst contradiction, because number one, it is a direct contradiction, because when the Quran says only, you're only going to be given pus, you're only going to eat from this cactus plant, this dari, or it doesn't say you're only going to eat from this tree, so I'll give them that. But then at the same time, you're on fire. So what is worse? Eating? I think if I was going to have a choice of punishments, I think I'd be chowing down on some cactus, or no. Cacti, is that the proper word for cactus? Cactuses, is that's cacti? I'd be chomping down on some cacti.
Yeah, cacti. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I would go for that. So much for the first contradiction. Does anybody else have a contradiction that they want to bring up before I go on to the next one?
Well, I got a slew of them. Good evening, everyone.
All right.
But I have something that's interesting that you probably didn't think about. I'm not sure if it counts as a contradiction, but it does go against the whole narrative that the Muslims say that the Quran was written by Allah, given to Jibreel, given to Muhammad, given it to. But here's the thing: what is the first surah in the Quran?
Bismillah yabadabadu. I don't know. It's something like that. Isn't the Bismillah?
No, that's something else. The first surah is the Surah Al-Fatiha, right?
Okay.
It is a prayer. So if this is Allah speaking, Allah just wrote a prayer for himself.
Right,
because nowhere in the chapter does it say this is to be a prayer for Muslims. versus
Yeah.
where we see in Matthew chapter 6, what does Jesus say? And when you pray, you should pray like this. And he actually, tells you how to pray. But in Surah Al-Fatiha, there is no indication that it's a prayer. You also have many verses where, like for instance, chapter 6, verses 114 says, this is Allah speaking, shall I seek other than Allah for judge when it is who hath revealed unto you scripture, fully explained. Where's that explanation? Those of whom we gave the scripture aforetime know that it is revealed from thy Lord. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, if this is supposed to be Allah, right? This cannot be Allah speaking. Because if I'm God, I'm not going to say that you should seek other than me for a judge. And there's many of them like this. Now, some of them I noticed that they did correct, and somebody put a say. So like telling Muhammad, but there's at least 10 of them that I can point out that it's not Allah speaking. And if it's Allah speaking, it does not make any sense. Now, one of the ones that I know right off the top of my head that is a contradiction is when it comes to Mary being informed that she's going to be pregnant, she's going to have a virgin birth and all that other good stuff. We see in chapter 3, I believe it's angels come to her and give her the good news. And she's like, oh my God, how am I going to have a kid? I haven't even had sex. Are you kidding me? And then in chapter 19, we see the same thing. Now, Muslims will tell you it's Jabril. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's Jabril. Jabril is still an angel. So that you have chapter 3 has at least 3 angels, because plural.
3 different angels, or?
Well, I don't know who those angels are. I actually don't know who. But in chapter 19,
I don't know. I was just asking.
In chapter 19, it's actually the spirit of Allah. It's not Jabril. So you have a contradiction between who gave her the good news. Was it the angels? Or was it the spirit of Allah? And my question is,
spirit of Allah be Jabril?
No, Jabril is never considered. Now Muslims will try to play that crap.
Okay. No, don't categorize me there. I'm just asking. Okay.
there is no evidence that I've seen where Jabril is called the spirit of Allah. But here's the other funny thing. In chapter 3, which by the way is 45 chapters apart from chapter 19, because chapter 19 is actually first. Why was Mary being told the same thing twice? Didn't she get the memo the first time?
Right. And if this is the exact speech of Allah, and unless the words are exactly the same, then one of them is wrong.
Exactly.
Would that be true? If Allah's, if Allah's reciting, if Gabriel's reciting exactly what Allah said or what was said at this conversation, and they're separate, and they're two different things that are being said, then one of them's got to be wrong. Because if that wasn't exactly what was said, then the Quran is incorrect.
Well, and there's one that's even funnier. I don't have it because it's in my notepad. But Prophet Lot, right?
Who?
Supposedly Lot. Well, they call him Lot.
Lot.
Yeah,
Lot.
Supposedly
Prophet Lot. Yes.
Supposedly he gives a speech, but in the Quran, okay, he gives 4 different speeches. I mean, he's talking to the people that supposedly are going to get, smitten with, hail and all that other good stuff. And if you look at the speeches, there are 4 different speeches that he gives. Mm-hmm. So which one did he give?
Exactly.
I mean, I can go down the line. There's a contradiction between where Allah says he tells the heavens and the earth to come together. And then in another chapter, he says he tells them to separate. He separated the heavens and the earth. So which one did he do? Did he tell them to come together, or did he separate them? Better yet, when was the heavens and the earth a single mass? Because when the universe was created,
well, if you look at Big Bang, okay, hold on. If you look at Big Bang cosmology, they said that it was all one infinitesimal dot of matter, and then you had a rapid inflation when inflationary theory kicks in, and then you have the Big Bang, and then, well, here we are.
And then 9.5 billion
and
years.
then you have the Quran telling us we're all wrong, but the Quran is right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, how about the one where it says in the Quran that you shouldn't take a fee, from people, but yet Muhammad takes a fee. I mean, he does get 20.
What?
Takes a fee. Like if
Fee,
somebody
A
wants to,
fee. A
if,
fee.
if
Okay.
somebody wants to talk
Fee.
to Muhammad, they have to pay him.
Money, money, money.
You got money talks.
Right.
But then
Money,
you have verses like 42:23 that says, I ask of you no fee. Now, I don't know who's that. I'm assuming that's Muhammad, which is even problematic because how did Muhammad's speech get into the Quran? I mean, this is the
perfect word, a perfect speech of Allah.
Right. Not only that, this is the eternal Quran that's in some iPads up in one of the heavens, stashed away in a Brinks, vault.
Why does it have to be an iPad? Why can't it be like on a Kindle or something?
It could be a Kindle. It could be an
right?
Android. I'm actually partial to,
Kindles are cheaper is all I'm doing. It's the only reason why I'm down with that.
But
The
we
Kindle
also,
Fires.
right. But we also know that Muhammad took 20% of the booty. And I don't mean the booty with the two booties, Every time he went in, spoils of war. So isn't that taking a fee?
Yeah, that's exactly right. When you get a cut of the profits, that is a fee. Whether or not it's, well, I guess it's a fee anyway that you cut it, and then of course you're going to have you're going to die the death of 1,000 different definitions here when you try to say, well, it wasn't a fee, it's more like a gratuity, or it's more like a dividend, or it's just the art of equivocation, the art of conflation, where you start redefining the word. What's the word? What is it called when you use a word, but you're using a word in a conversation and both of you have a different definition for the word? It's not conflation, obfuscation, equivocation. Equivocation. There we go. It's equivocating. And that's what they do all the time. That's one of the tactics. You got any more? Or you want me to give another one? Okay,
No, go ahead.
We'll come back to you. Has anybody got one they want to bring up?
I'm full of them.
Okay. Let's go to when was man created?
When or how?
What? Oh, no, I'm sorry. What was man created from? There we go.
Okay.
Oh, so many things. Clay, water, dust,
sperm,
congealed blood. Yeah, dead blood.
And the best one is nothing.
Yes. Okay. So you have Quran 96.
The all-knowing Allah.
Yeah. Let's. I would recommend this website, carm.org or carm.org. Matt Slick is the guy that runs it. I don't specifically agree with everything the man says, but it is a great website for. It's called what is this? Christian. What is it?
Christian apologetic, something.
Research Ministry.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I gave you a link to one that probably has more than Matt's site.
Oh yeah. Well, there's if you go over to
there's a whole bunch of.
Was it Islamic Awareness, or no, not Islamic Awareness? It was.
Well, the one that I have is
Sam Shimon's joint.
Rational Wiki. I mean, we all borrow from everybody else.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. I haven't had original thought in my life.
I'm still looking for mine.
Okay, so the Quran says in chapter 98 or 96.2, 96. Gee, many Christmas. Chapter 96, verse 2. What is going on here? 96, verse 2. That man was created out of congealed blood. So like a blood clot. But then in chapter 15, verse 26, it says, we created man from sounding clay, from mud molded into shape. Or you go to, let's see, chapter 3, verse 59. It says, the similitude of Jesus before Allah is that of Adam. He was created from dust. So let's just slow down here. We have congealed blood, sounding clay, and from dust. And then over here in 52, or let's see, chapter 19, verse 67 and 52:35. But does not man call to mind that he created him from or out of nothing?
What's sounding clay?
Sounding clay is like wet.
Hmm.
What is this thing? This thing keeps coming
It's your
up.
printer.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me fix this. I'm getting tired of this crap.
Hey, sounding clay is the kind of clay that you put up to your ear and it makes sounds.
That sounds about right for Allah.
Yeah, sounding clay. I don't know. Just go ahead and Google it and tell me what it means. I think it's something on the lines of like just wet clay.
Or maybe it doesn't exist.
It probably doesn't if it comes knowing the Quran. Boy, there's no way to get that off my screen. I'll figure it out. Okay, what is it?
I don't really see anything. I see a lot of Muslim websites, talking about the the Quran, but I don't really see anything that says a sounding clay.
Okay,
Yeah, it does say. I did find it says wet. Wet.
Oh, okay.
Wet clay.
Okay, there we go.
there.
All right, so wet clay. So which one is it? Congealed blood. Is that anything like wet clay?
Well, the clay was made wet from the congealed blood.
Well, okay, wait, come on.
Yeah, they all combine them. They're all right.
Okay,
See, it's dust.
is sounding clay anything like dust? Well, if you add water, but then that wouldn't be dust if you added water to it. Or if you added congealed blood to it, it wouldn't be just dust. It would be dust and congealed blood. So why doesn't it say both?
Well,
and whose
here's something. This I want to know.
Allah's blood.
How they get away with this?
Ooh,
If they made them
Allah
out of
has blood,
nothing, How does Allah have blood? What are we doing with that? Would you guys go? What was that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, if we're made out of dead blood, whose blood? It's got to be Allah's, right? I mean, who? Right? I mean, how was Adam made, right? Whose blood?
Well, I have no idea.
That's right. Yeah, so it's got to be Allah's blood. That means that Allah is a part of creation.
You guys are missing the most important point.
What's that?
The one about the congealed blood, okay? The one about the sperm, okay? That has to do with you and me, humans. That comes after Adam. Adam is the one who's made from clay and from dust and from sounding.
No, sounding clay, dust, and nothing.
Yeah, the nothing part. They got a good one there.
Okay.
But we're after Adam is a part of the congealed blood. Is that what you're saying? The dead blood.
Yeah, plus the sperm. That was their.
Well, it never said that.
That was their argument. Well, of course, it doesn't say that.
Of course. Yep.
Well, no. It says it in the Arabic.
Yes, that's right. And I don't know Arabic, so.
Right. Yeah. So you don't know Arabic. Well, neither do you. But hey, that's in the original Arabic, don't you see?
Neither do 90% of Muslims.
Yeah. So how do you? I mean, I don't know. How do you get there? I don't know how. I mean, how can you continue? How can you continue to follow this book? I believe that this book is from any type of God. With just these two problems, and there are more. There's all kinds of more, and then Dr. Critical Thinker there was all over it, telling us, "Oh, here's another one. Here's a good one. I like this one. Okay, let's go to another one. Are you guys done with that one? You want to go, or do you want to?
No, please.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Hop on this horse. All right, here we go. The first Muslim was Muhammad, or was it Abraham, or was it Jacob?
I think it was the Egyptians.
It was the Egyptian. It was the Pharaoh who was the first.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, it was Pharaoh.
The one who drowned.
The Pharaoh didn't drown, but the Pharaoh did drown, but he didn't. He did, but he didn't, and he did, and he was dead, but he's not.
Oh, but here's the kicker.
Isn't that sweet?
Ramses II died at 90 years old. How many pharaohs at 90 do you know go around on their horse chasing people?
Well, they also try to say, that, well, no, it is first Muslim of their people. They
Right,
kind
or
of throw that
their
in there.
nation or their
Where
ummah, something like that.
never says that anywhere in the Quran.
But if they say it is, it is.
Right.
Right?
Because it's in Arabic.
So it's the
They're continually evolving Islam.
Oh my gosh.
It's the religion that keeps on changing.
Because Allah only knows Arabic, so you have to know Allah's language.
Okay, so Muhammad.
But he's got 279 words that are not Arabic in the Quran. That he says it's an Arabic book. 279.
Chapter 39, verse 12. And I, Muhammad,
Okay, we
am
can't
commanded.
See it, sir.
He keeps forgetting to put it on the screen.
I'm sorry. All right. And I, Muhammad. Okay, dog, I'm going to. No, gee, many Christmas. My son had ear surgery yesterday, and he's staying here because his wife's at a meeting. And anyway, his dog's here. The dog knows where the Frisbee is.
He wants to play.
He does. No,
he
hit the road. Go.
He's smart.
No,
or she's smart.
She's the smart. She is a smart dog. You're a smart dog.
Can you just give it to her to chew on?
No, she keeps bringing it to me. No, she keeps.
She
exactly.
wants
That's what she'll do. She'll sit there and chew on it for all night, and then I'll have to. They're $10 a piece. It's one of those rubber ones that.
Well, at least you'll be busy. $10 is easy to spend when you have a dog that's wanting to work and work and work.
It's not my dog though. That's the problem.
Is it your Frisbee?
It's my Frisbee. Yes, it's for my dog.
Let her do it, and she'll be calm. She'll be occupied. And just buy another one.
What I should do is I should open the back door, throw it, and then let her chase it, and let my dog chase it, and see who gets it. I got a German Shepherd. The old alpha dog would eat that mutt. Anyway, she's a good dog. It's just she's a little persistent. All right, back to this one. The first Muslim was Muhammad, Abraham, Jacob, Moses. Which one was it? So 39:12 says Muhammad.
Nope. It does not say Muhammad. I beg to differ.
Okay, it assumes it's Muhammad.
Yeah.
It infers it's Muhammad.
There's 124,000. I want to know which one because it doesn't say.
Okay, so I am commanded to be the first of those who bow to Allah in Islam. So if you're the first to bow to Allah in Islam, that means that nobody before you
even
to Allah in Islam. So that means nobody before you
submitted to God.
Can be a Muslim.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Which I'm using their definition.
Well, it doesn't say Muslim, though. It just says to bow to Allah in Islam, which is submission.
Yeah.
So he is the first one to do it. So if he is the first one, that means that Abraham, Moses, Jacob, Isaac, all them other yardbirds aren't involved in that.
Right. I mean, he just excluded the whole human race and put him, the providence before everybody.
The usurper, the supplanter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so when Moses came to the place appointed by us, and his Lord addressed him, he said, "O my Lord, show thyself to me, that I might look upon thee." Allah said, "By no means canst thou see me direct, but look upon the mount. If it abide in its place, then shalt thou see me." When his Lord manifested his glory on the mount, he made it as dust. And Moses fell down in a swoon. When he recovered his sentence, he said, "Glory be to thee. To thee I turn in repentance, and I am the first to believe." First to believe what?
Busted.
Yeah. And then Abraham, and this was the legacy that Abraham left to his sons, and so did Jacob. "O my sons, Allah hath chosen the faith for you. Then die not except in the faith of Islam." Now, notice it says, what did it say? It says, sons, and so did Jacob. "Oh, my sons." Okay, was Jacob the son of Abraham?
Nope.
No. Jacob was his grandson.
Nope. Yeah, grandson.
Abraham, Isaac, and then Isaac had Esau. Oh, wait a second. Isaac had Esau and Jacob. Right. and then Jacob changes his name to Israel. But anyway, the fact is that Jacob is not his son. But also another fact to look at here would be the fact that it's not Ishmael. It's none of Ishmael's sons. So here we can clearly see that the line of prophethood is not passed through Ishmael, Ishmael, but through Jacob. It even says it right here. But the fact of the matter is that that's a contradiction.
And the Jews attest to that, and the Christians attest to that.
Allah does not love Ishmael because he doesn't even say, say that Ishmael is the son given to Abraham.
Oh, you got your.
I still got it. I tell you what, when the rad hooks you up, people. You need to
Rad?
You need to have Rad screwed up. He got himself a job.
Oh, that's right. He's working. Okay.
I know. And he sent me a Skype and he says, "Dude, I'm at work. I can't come." Like, sucks being you, buddy. Pay your taxes. Okay. Does anybody else want to go with one? Somebody come up with one?
I got plenty.
All right, let's go.
Well, there's the one where Muslims like to tell you that there's no distinction between the messengers. But if you read chapter 285, where it says, we make no distinction between any of his messengers. Now, here's the thing. Who's talking? Because Muslims will tell you, well, that one is not Allah saying. But if you read chapter 2, it's in the same chapter, 2253, and I'm assuming this is Allah. Again, I don't know.
This is 285.
No, 253 and 285.
All right. Well, I'm at 285 right now. And 285 says, the messenger has believed in what was revealed to him from his Lord, and so have the believers. All of them have believed in Allah and his angels, in his books and his messengers. We make no distinction between any of his messengers. And they say, we hear and we obey. You seek forgiveness of our Lord. And would you say the other one was?
The other one's in the same chapter, but it's 2253.
2253. Those messengers, some of them we caused to exceed others. Among them were those whom Allah spoke, and he raised some to them in degree. And we gave Jesus, the son of Mary, clear proofs, and we supported him with the pure spirit. If Allah had willed, those generations succeeding them would not have fought each other after the clear proofs had come to them. But they differed, and some of them believed, and some of them disbelieved. And if Allah had willed, they would not have fought each other. But Allah does what he intends.
So right there, you're being told that the reason people were fighting was because Allah made them fight. Because he could have stopped the whole thing, but he didn't. But clearly you can see that here the prophets, or I should say the messengers, they are elevated. Some had more power, I guess, than the other ones. Jesus did this, Moses did that. But then in the other verse, it clearly says that there's no distinction between any of his messengers. But Muslims have told me, well, one is that the ones who make distinction is the people. And then
no distinction between any of his messengers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 285. And then 253. It says, and if Allah willed it, they would have fought each other. But Allah does what it is. Let's see. But they differed, and some of them believed, and some of them disbelieved. That's weird. It looks like, I don't know, a contradiction.
Well, it looks like a contradiction.
Yeah. Yeah, and it also says in 136 where the Hadith contradicts it. Because it's basically saying the same thing. What he's talking about, what John was talking about in 136. We make say, Allah wants you to say this in 2 verse 136. Then it says, we make no distinction between one and the other of them, and we bow to Allah in Islam. And then in Sahih Muslim, it says 523a. where Muhammad supposedly says, I have been given superiority over the other prophets in 6 aspects, yada, yada, yada. So,
And it's
yeah.
contradiction, guys. Contradiction.
That's right. You
There you
said that
go, Ed.
Sunday. I like that. I like that word.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Any other ones? Do you have any? Hey, Ed, do you have any?
Ed.
He's pleading the fifth, evidently.
I'm sorry, I
He's
got up
sleeping.
away from my desk for a second as soon as you hollered at me. At the moment, I don't have anything.
All right,
but
it's okay.
I do have a lot, but Dr. Critical Thinker is on a roll. Let's let him go.
Let him go. All right.
Okay,
You're up.
there's a one where did Allah create the heaven or the earth first? If you read chapter 79, 27, and 30, again, I'm assuming that this is Allah speaking. He says, are ye harder to create, or is the heaven that he built?
Which chapter was that? 29:7, you said?
No, chapter 79, and it's 3 verses.
Oh, 79.
Yeah, 79, 27 through 30.
27
That
through
sounds
30.
like a gospel twist, where Jesus says, is it easier to forgive or to say, pick up your bed and walk? Hey, there's Rad.
Hey, Rad made it all. Look at there.
What's up, you Islamophobe haters?
Hey, he told his boss, listen, I got to go or Eric is going to kick my butt.
He's got to be with us Islamophobe haters, right? But we show love for Muslims all the time.
Well, I show love for people who pay taxes so I can get my retirement check.
No.
Keep going, Rad. Okay, 79, verse 27. Okay, let's go with Yusuf Ali. What are ye the more? No, let's not go with Yusuf Ali. This is a beef in English. I mean, come on. Sahih International. Are you more difficult creation? Are you a more difficult creation, or is the heaven? Allah constructed it. Verse 28. He raised its ceiling and proportioned it. Verse 29. And he darkened its night and extracted its brightness. Is that where I stop?
Hold on a second.
That's really weird.
One more. It's 27, 28, 29, and 30.
And 30. Okay. And 30. And after that, he spread the earth.
And if I can give you a recommendation, which I do agree with Sam on here, if you'll read the Arbery translation, he says that's a more accurate translation. I actually bought that Quran too.
Arbery, and the earth after that he spread it out. Okay, so Arbery says, in the earth after that he spread it out.
Okay, so basically in these 3 verses, Allah is explaining that he created the heavens and then he created the earth. Now, let me see, what was the other one? But if you go,
how do you extract light from dark? I'm interested to know that.
I don't know. Given that they're not a creation, one is just the absence of the other. But if you go to chapter 41, verses 9 through 12, Allah creates the earth first, and then he turns to the heavens and does the 7 heavens.
49 or 41?
Chapter 41.
41. Okay, chapter 41.
Verse 9.
Verse 9
through 12.
Through 12. All right, verse 9 through 12.
That's a big one.
And Arbery says, say, what do you disbelieve in him who created the earth? Oh my goodness! Sorry. Right, here we go. I got it. I got this. All right. Say, what do you disbelieve in him who created the earth in 2 days? And do you set up? What is it? Compeers. What is that? Compeers.
Where you at?
Right here. What is a compere?
I think it means equals. See.
Compeers.
Yeah. Right. Shaker says equals with him.
That's a new word.
Peers. I know.
Yeah, I never heard of that word before.
Like peers, but companions, peers, compeers.
Okay.
Yeah, person of equal rank.
Yes.
Okay. That is the Lord of all being. Verse 10. Verse 10 saith, and he set therein firm mountains over it, and he blessed it, and he ordained therein its diverse substance in 4 days, equal to those who ask. 2 days. 4 days.
Man.
And then he lifted himself to heaven when it was smoke, and he said to it and to the earth, "Come willingly or unwillingly." They said, "We come willingly." Do I keep going?
No. I mean,
Hold on. They created the earth last time, but here he's creating the heaven, and then he said to the earth after he created the come willingly or unwillingly. So the earth, in order to come, had to already exist.
right. Well, in the verses that you're reading in Surah 41, he's basically created the earth in 6 days. Now, Muslims are trying to tell you, no, those 4 days include the first 2 days. Even if that's the case, that would still be 4 days. And then he turns into the heaven, which is smoke. Where does that come from? What cosmology book tells you that the earth, that the heavens were smoke? So basically, it's wrong, whether it's 4 days or 6 days. So he created the earth first because the heavens were smoke. So where was the earth? Where was the earth hanging on? If there's no space, if there's no heaven, if space was smoke, are they trying to tell us that the earth was just floating on smoke? But then it only took 2 days to create the 7 heavens. So just pay attention to this. It took twice as long or 3 times as long to create little old earth than the whole freaking universe.
Yeah, it sounds like Muhammad was smoking something.
I think that smoke was a pipe.
Well, if you think about the creation story, it says in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Exodus 20:11, it says for in 6 days God created the heavens and the earth and all that is in them. But isn't there a verse in Genesis? I'm trying to play the Muslim here, and it's hard for me. I'm telling you, it is brutal hard. But in Genesis, when it talks about the creation, he says he created the stars too. Just kind of like an afterthought. And when we think of the vast cosmos out there, and absolutely, the trillions, the literal trillions of stars out there, and there's just a passing reference, and he made the stars too. When we look at this, and he spends all this time making theirs, so this would actually, I'm just saying, this would actually be kind of, being special with the earth, instead of spending, the time making trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of stars. I don't know. I think the whole thing's screwed up to begin with. It's just hard. I mean, anytime that we start reading from the Quran, it just kind of, it makes my head hurt. It honestly, it does.
Listen, you silly kafirs. It is not hard for me to play the Muslim. I remove logic, reason, and accountability to play the Muslim. That's what you got to do, Eric. Okay? Then you can be a good Muslim. Okay. So
hold on.
listen to me.
Okay, what are those three? Reason. Hold on, let me write this down.
Logic, reason, and accountability.
Logic, reason, and accountability.
Doesn't reason and logic overlap?
Right now.
Well,
you know what? Hey, I feel like I'm in 8th grade again. Oh my gosh!
Don't try and reason with me, DL, when I'm in Muslim logic mode. Okay, so
Yeah, I just think there's some overlap there.
Mm-hmm. Not to a Muslim, anyway. So we remove those 3 things. Okay.
That's the world system right there.
Now I can explain to you. I can explain to you the meaning of these wonderful ayahs. These are scientific miracles.
It's
clearly.
This is what Christian Family Guy says.
Sounds like my ex. Uh-oh. That sounds good.
That's not funny. That's funny. That is funny right there. That is funny. All right, go.
Okay. These are clearly scientific miracles. Because clearly, Allah, whatever, okay, created the earth, okay, How do we know he created the earth? Because Allah told us so. If it wasn't for Allah, how could Muhammad know Allah created the earth? He would have to be a scientific genius to know this. And how could he know that there is light and darkness and light? I mean, it's a scientific miracle. He would have to have degrees from every university to come up with this. Okay, if it was not from Allah. Do you see? Before anyone else, Muhammad knew, okay? For all you Western scientists, Muhammad knew that the universe was smoke, okay? And see, science has proven it today that there's smoke. You see? It is a perfect miracle.
I don't.
That is because you are a kuffar. That's because you have logic, reason, and accountability. Once you remove those, you will see. You will understand. Subhanallah.
And your conscience isn't seared with the hot iron as a hot iron.
Hold on. So here we go. Here's looks like we have somebody in the chat, Abbas Aga. One passage of the Quran is telling in chronological way, and the other passage explaining as creation of Allah. No contradiction. There you go.
See, the Muslim agrees with me.
Right, very good. No contradiction at all.
Oh, it's Mr. Abbas Aga who never wanted to debate me. Yeah,
it's a contradiction.
There's always no contradiction.
Well, he's more than welcome to come on the show if he wants to. Just send me a PM and I'll send you the link, my friend.
I'm very confused because he says one passage of the Quran is telling in chronological way and the other passage is explaining as creation of Allah. Well, didn't Allah create the creation?
Well, okay, here's where, when you look at the Bible, if you look at the Bible, the creation story that you found in Genesis 1, it provides a strict chronology of what happened on the first day, the second day, third, seventh, sixth day, okay? But then if you jump over to chapter 2, it provides a summation. It doesn't give an exact chronology. It's because there's a teledote there, I believe, in chapter 2, verse 4 or 5, and said, in the days that God created the heavens and the earth. So it's a teledote, denoting that what follows after that is going to be a summation of something that had come before. If you go to chapter 5, verse 1, there's another. These are the generations of. This is the book of describing the generations of. Okay, so if you put a teledote in there, you can get away with saying that, well, what comes after does not necessarily have to follow chronologically as it happened before. However, in the Quran, you don't have that theological principle of a teledote. So therefore, it's a contradiction. Sorry.
And it also affirms the Torah. So that's a double whammy.
But he still has the problem because one verse is indicating that the heaven was built first or created first. The other ones are basically showing that the heavens were created afterwards, after the earth, for the 2 days, 4 days, whatever. The universe was still only smoke. Now, according to cosmology, we know, according to the Big Bang, which is not a law, so it's still up to debate. Because we really don't know.
Oh, Big Bang! No. Hold on. It's not even. It's nowhere near. It's a theory. It's a general theory that is losing more and more popularity because people can truly see. Let me just say this: in order for the Big Bang to be true, you have to suspend. I can't tell you how many scientific laws, known laws, observable laws that we know. So.
There's a reason why it's called a theory. We don't say the theory of gravity. We say the law of gravity or the law of thermodynamics because it's pretty much established unless somebody somewhere can prove that it's not a law. But here's the thing. It's still showing that in one, the earth was created first, and then the other one, the heavens were created first. And I'm still confused. What exactly does the heavens mean? Does it mean the universe?
Not entirely, no. It could mean go ahead.
What's even worse is that in order to produce smoke, you have to have combustion, and air has to be involved. Was there air in the heavens at that time?
And it has to be organic material.
We need Steve. We need Steve to play down the riff of Smoke on the Water for this conversation. Where is Steve?
I sent him an invite tonight. I don't know.
But here's the thing. According to, I call him the milkshake, Sheikh Farouk, Uthman Farouk, he says that the universe was created from water, and then somehow the water turned into smoke because it was steam. Well, in order for water to turn into steam, it's got to have a source. For instance,
And
water.
there you go with H2O again.
And you would have to have the elements, hydrogen and oxygen, right? You would have to have something to ignite it. So, I mean, Muslims
Hold on, guys. I'll be
ways that it's not even funny.
You're using terms that Allah doesn't understand.
Alhamdulillah.
See,
I'll
that's
be right
the
back. Guys, I'll
problem.
be right back. Keep talking.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, that's the problem. You're trying to understand this thing using logic, okay, understanding, accountability, all these things. You can't understand it that way. You have to remove those things, and once you remove those things, don't you understand? SubhanAllah, you will
Allah
understand.
doesn't understand terms like entropy.
Well, of course not. Why would he? He is Allah. Those are man-made things.
So I got in here at the ninth
Ninth hour?
So the 11th hour, and so what contradictions did you guys cover so far?
Oh my God. Let me see. We did the one about the distinction between the messengers. We did the one about how men, how the human was created. Who's the first Muslim?
What did they eat in hell?
Oh yeah.
What did they eat in hell?
I'm sorry. I mean, that's my favorite. I mean, three different things, and they're eating while they're on fire. I mean, come on.
And drinking boiling water. Come on.
They're not boiling the water on them. No. They're
the all compassionate, all merciful, right?
Wait.
How many days did it take to destroy the city of Ad?
Oh, that I don't know.
What is it?
All right, go to Surah 54:19. 54:19.
Well, golly, when you guys would enunciate, I could understand you. 54:19. Maybe if I turn my volume up, I might be able to understand you better too. That would help. Okay.
Unplug your ears.
Yeah. Okay.
The one whose words are like drops of gold. You have to turn that up. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm deaf as a post. Okay, 54:19. We loosed against them a wind clamorous in a day of ill fortune continuous.
So you had a day which is singular. Go to Surah 41:16.
Okay.
And
41:16. 41:16. 41:16. And here it says, then we loosed against them a wind clamorous in days, plural of ill fortune, that we might let them taste the chastisement and degradation in the present life, and the chastisement in the world that comes even more degrading. They shall not be helped.
And Surah 69, ayat 6 through 7.
69.
So we have singular, plural.
Ayat what?
67.
6, 7.
6 through 7.
6.
Oh, 6 through 7. Excuse me.
All right.
Drops
Turn your earphones up there, Connie. 6 through 7. And as for Ad, they were destroyed by a wind clamorous, violent, that he compelled against them 7 nights and 8 days, uninterruptedly, that thou mightest see the people laid prostrate in it as if they were stumps of fallen down palm trees.
So in 54:19, you have a day it was destroyed. And 41:16, it was days, plural, that it was destroyed. And 69, 6 through 7, it was 7 long nights and 8 long days.
Huh.
I don't know if that counts as a contradiction.
Well, which one is it? Was it a day or was it?
Day or
Now, hold on a
days?
second. Hold on. Days
Mhm.
could be. Could that be 7 or 8 days?
It could be. Both of those you can conflate those because they're both
Okay.
plural.
But the
But
other
it
one, maybe
clearly
somebody
contradicts.
maybe somebody made a copyist error on the first one and said instead of day, it said days.
Well, I'll give them
No.
that because we do have some typos.
No, Allah can't make a typo. Allah can't make a typo. It is perfectly preserved. No. The explanation is clear. One verse, he is talking about how long it took to destroy it with the wind and the howling wind. Okay, it took 7 or 8 nights and 7 days. But in actuality, when it was, because that takes time to destroy the thing, but in actuality, it was destroyed in 1 day, and that was on the 8th day. You see how simple that is?
Or it could be a Toledo, which summarizes 6 days into 1 day, as in Genesis 5:2. I mean, I don't know. But it's clearly a contradiction.
So?
Yeah, I know.
So?
It's circular reasoning.
Muslims would say, yeah. So
Your reasoning and your
But
logic.
your Bible sucks worse, don't you know?
Is corrupted. Yeah,
your Bible's corrupted. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
well,
Well, I mean, that's
this contradictory book is here to fix our book.
What is? Can you write the surah that contradict for us so we can use it afterwards? I don't know. What were those? Can you type those surahs into chat for, or those verses into chat for us? What were they again? I'll do it. Go ahead. They were 40 or 69.
DL.
7.
Oh, somebody's talking to DL.
Yeah, 69 7. What was the
I
other
already
one?
put them in there.
Oh.
Man, that's. Oh, you
Put 'em in
did?
the private chat or
69, yeah, in the private chat.
All right. Well, let me cut and paste this private chat, and I'll just put that into public chat then. And bada boom.
I think Steve may be coming also.
There we go. Okay, so do you see him? Let's see. In it. Okay, do you see the verses there? 69:6, 69:7. What were the? Oh my gosh!
Sir.
Did I miss some? 69:6, 77. 4. Oh, here. Yeah. Okay, I did. Okay, I'm wrong. And then 41:6. Let's put it back up here in the comments. 41:6. There you go. And then what other one was there?
41:16.
41. That's what I put. Wasn't that what I just put? Oh, 54:19. 54:19.
54:16, I believe. Hang on. Drops of gold.
54:16. Go 54:16. No, 16 wasn't it?
54. It's 54:19.
54:19. All right, that's right.
41:16. You must be.
All right, that's what we got.
And 69 verses 6 through 7.
Got it. There you go. Who was asking for that? Who asked for that?
Fatih Orkador. Fatih.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, Fatih Orkador. It's what kind of is that? That's not a normal name in Iowa. Where is that? What kind? I'm just asking. What kind of name is that? Is that where's Isa? Isa always knows the name origins.
Dr. Kabir.
Dr. Kabir, yes. Calling Dr. Kabir. We need the doctor's expertise.
Let's try another one. Let's look at.
Not saying. All right, go ahead.
Let's look at Surah 22, Ayah 47.
22:47. 22:47. All right. 22:47 says, and they demand of thee to hasten the chastisement. God will not fail his promise. Surely a day with the Lord is 1,000 years of counting.
And compare that with Surah 70, Ayah 4.
70 what?
Ayah 4.
70, Ayah 4, 70. Ayah 4. Okay. To him the angels and the spirit mount up, in a day whereof the measure is 50,000 years.
Okay, so a day to Allah in one passage is 1,000, and here it's 50. Let's confirm the 1,000. Let's go to Surah 32:5.
32:5. 32. 5. Okay, he directs the affair from heaven to earth. Then it goes up to him in one day, whose measure is 1,000 years of your counting.
So obviously he plagiarized Moses and Peter.
Yeah,
Psalm
Peter
90
was
verse 4 and 2 Peter 3:8. The days as
2 Peter 3:8, yeah.
1,000
years is a day, and a day is 1,000 years to the Lord. Yep, sure.
But where he got the 50,000, I have no idea. But
Well,
it's confirmed because it's mentioned twice, and we know from Deuteronomy 19:15b, every matter must be established on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. So we have to override the 50 days with double witness of Surah 22:47 and 32:5. All agree?
I would agree. Absolutely.
John Madden?
And I even wrote them down. Can somebody pop those into chat there for us? I have UA asking me to read chapter 3, verse 7. He wants to see my reaction. So let me read chapter 3, verse 7.
Oh my gosh, talking about some are foundational and some
This is hilarious.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. You guys obviously have heard this
You'll,
one before.
you'll know it. You'll know it when you hear it.
But
Okay,
what's really funny
fair.
is what you're fixing to read is Allah says that he makes verses ambiguous and some he makes understood. Which ones are they? He doesn't say.
Oh, I was actually going to bring that up.
Yeah, if you
And
read it right, you'll notice it's only the first chapter of the Quran that that is supposed to be understood. That's it.
All the scholars say Al-Fatiha, or I'm sorry, the mother of the book, the Al-Kitab, is Al-Fatiha, the first 7 verses of the Quran.
And who's speaking in Al-Fatiha?
If you don't know.
Okay, can I read the verse? Let me read the
Yeah,
verse.
please read it.
All right. Let me put it up on the screen. Hold on.
And you'll also notice that it says
You're getting better at this.
Allah knows the ambiguous verses. But go ahead.
All right. All right. Well, he wanted to see my reaction. So do I read it with it on here, with my reaction, or do I just read it without seeing my face?
He'll hear you.
You look the same all the time anyway.
Yeah, we don't need to see your gorgeous face. Yeah, let us read with
here
you.
we go. All right. Okay. He said, it is he who sent down upon thee the book, wherein are verses clear that are the essence of the book, and others ambiguous. Hold on a second. It is he who sent down upon thee the book, wherein are verses clear that are the essence of the book, and others ambiguous. As for those in whose hearts is swerving, they follow the ambiguous part, desiring dissension and desiring its interpretation, and none knows its interpretation, save only God. And those firmly rooted in knowledge say, we believe in it, all is from our Lord, yet none remembers, but men possessed of minds.
Oh, there's so much wrong there. I don't know where to begin.
Okay, wait. Here, let me point out the obvious.
He wanted my reaction. Here's my reaction. That's my reaction.
Well, here's the
that
thing.
verse has been chopped too. That verse has been chopped as far as what you see there. If you read what I put in to the private chat, you're gonna see a huge difference.
All right, let me see the
So
private chat.
somebody cut that Arabic.
Yeah,
on it.
the Arbory doesn't translate. It's el-Kitab, the mother of the book, not the essence of the book. It is the mother of the book.
The Quran has a mother. The Quran has a mother.
Well, who's his father, Luke?
I was just going to say, who's the father?
Once again,
Luke.
We're going to see
I am your father.
What the Quran confirms itself. So if you go to Surah 6:114.
6:114. Hold on, here we go. 6:114. 6:114.
Do you see how they lie to us on Corpus Quran?
Oh, they lie to us all over the place. It's not just there.
Okay, what shall I seek after any judge but God? For it is he who sent down to you the book, well distinguished, and those whom we have given the book know it is sent down from thy Lord with the truth. So be not thou of the doubters.
Well, actually, you said well distinguished, but it's a book explained in detail, is what it actually says.
Yeah,
this Arbory, yeah, it's not a good translation, to be honest with you.
Okay. My question is, what book?
The book. The book.
Yeah,
I
which
guess
book?
It's talking. But then we're going to go to Surah 16.
Wait. Hold on. Before we get too far ahead. So going back to Surah 3:14, right? Okay, the mother of the book one, the el-Kitab verse. Here's the thing. 3:7, whatever. 3:7. Here's the thing. Remember, there is the el-Kitab, which has the clear verses. Okay. According to Islamic scholars, the el-Kitab is only Surah al-Fatiha, 7 verses. So this verse is not in the el-Kitab. This verse is one of the ambiguous verses that you don't know the meaning of because it is not in the clear verse. So the verse that is explaining that there are clear verses and ambiguous verses, okay, that there's an el-Kitab and other verses that nobody understands is in the part of the book that no one understands. So therefore, you can't even understand Surah 3:7. You see what I'm saying?
Contradictions. Oh, the contradictions.
Well,
maybe that's why they have all these
Quran,
books trying to explain it but they can't.
And like I said, the minute you go outside the Quran to use something to substantiate or prove what the Quran says, it proves that it doesn't explain everything in detail.
You broke up, buddy. Hey there, Steve. You broke up, DL. Can you say that again, sir?
It also proves that it's anything but clear.
Yeah, if it explains everything in detail, the minute that you go outside the Quran to try to explain something proves that the Quran is false when it says it explains everything in detail.
Well, yeah. Ask a Muslim how Eve was created, or who Israel is, or what's the sons' names of Adam,
or the furthest mosque.
Right, they can't tell you.
Or Lukman, who's that?
Yeah.
Well, Steve is sitting on the side of a road here, witnessing the Muslims. He's waiting for a guy that is covered in blood to come up to him again and ask for some hand sanitizer, it looks like.
Steve is the guy, seriously, Steve is the guy, if you got a problem at 3 o'clock in the morning that you need lye and a shovel, you can go to, okay?
Right.
You can say nothing.
He's getting my call.
Stand-up guy, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Steve's gonna be. I bet Steve's gonna be in one of those, that new John Wick movie.
Yeah, he's gonna be the guy. Yeah, when John Wick comes out of the car, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, come on here, man. You ain't got no problem.
Come clean this up for me. I got 70 dead guys over here."
There he is, Steve.
There's a new John Wayne movie.
No,
John Wick.
John Wayne. Yeah, Steve.
Hussein, we're saying you're the cleaner in every great mom flick, dude. You're the cleaner. You're the guy we call. Take care of the dead body for us.
Steve's old enough to remember John Wayne and his glory days.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I watch him on I Love Lucy.
Was he on I Love Lucy? I don't remember him being on.
Yeah, she gave him a massage. Yeah.
The Duke. Yeah, nobody beats the Duke. Our friend here, hold on. Everybody look at this quote here. Let's see. Abbas says, "You misunderstood it. Tawila simply means result or outcome, which means no one know the future until it comes to pass."
Oh, wow. That's not what it's saying.
That's not what the verse said.
And
And I want him to read what you just read from Corpus Quran. What do you mean we misunderstood the verse?
Well, well, here we didn't read it in the Arabic. You guys stop. We didn't read it in the Arabic, of course. That's what I mean. See, this is. I mean, any time that you have to come back and tell somebody what a passage means, that usually is a clear indication you're in a cult.
Yes.
It really means this. No, I can read. I have the ability to understand words used in context. And if you can't translate properly words in context, then what is your God dictating to somebody that's supposed to be the final word in Arabic to begin with, if you can't do that? So
well, here's the funny thing.
You lose on that one. It's a stupid argument. It really is.
Here's the funny thing. The majority of Muslims who go to that argument that's saying, well, it says something different in Arabic. Do you read Arabic? No. Or they'll say, yes, I read Arabic, but I don't understand it. Okay. Right. I can read Spanish. I don't understand it. Okay. Except the bad words. I understand those very good. But no. But no, seriously, think about this. The people who are telling us that the Quran actually means something else in Arabic than what all these English translators have translated it to be actually can't read Arabic or understand Arabic. So where are they getting this information from? That it says something else. Do you know what I mean? In other words, they're being lied to, and they're so gullible that they actually believe the lie. Do you see what I'm saying? Or I would say it's spiritual blindness. It really is.
Well, I agree. I agree 100% with the latter. It's got to be spiritual blindness, because anytime you say that, it doesn't mean this. It means something else. And you go to, and the reason why I go to Corpus Quran is because it's got 7 different translations there. What you're trying to do is you're trying to tell me that you know Arabic better than what these guys who have spent lifetimes,
the Muslim scholars,
right, that know Arabic inside and out and translate it into English so somebody like myself can understand it. Either they don't know the Arabic or they don't know English well enough for me to understand it. But you
right.
obviously have a greater scholarship than these guys. So it makes no sense to go to that argument. Oh, it actually means this in the Arabic.
Well, and the other thing is that the Quran completely destroys its own argument. These Muslims' arguments are destroyed by the Quran, because in Surah 9:11 it says, "But if they repent, perform as-salat, give zakat, and then they are the brethren of the religion in this way, we explain the ayat," which is proofs, evidences, verses, lessons, signs, revelations, etc., in detail for people who know. Then you have Surah 12:111. "Indeed, their stories, there is a lesson of men of understanding. It, the Quran, is not a forged statement, but a confirmation of Allah's existing books, the Torah, the Injil, the Gospel, and other scriptures of Allah, and a detailed explanation of everything." And everything is not qualified in this verse. And a guide and a mercy. So, I mean, bam, in your face, Muslims.
Okay,
see, they have.
Go ahead, Dale.
All they have to do is just, admit that the Quran has contradictions, because they're vindicated according to Surah 482. You can pull that one up.
482, coming right up. 482. There we go. Mushikan. "Do they not consider the Quran carefully? Had it been from other than Allah, they would surely have found therein much contradiction."
Duh. Yeah.
So it says much contradiction. It's not saying that something from God can't have contradictions. It just can't have a lot of contradictions.
Right. Well, that's what I brought up at the beginning of the show. I brought that up at the beginning of the show to say that, you know, if it is from God and it has any contradictions in it, how can God contradict himself? That's not God.
And he is allowing this. Allah is allowing some contradiction. Because like DL says, it says, you know, you won't find much. That means you'll find some contradictions. Now, the Muslims won't even agree with Allah on that. We do.
So what I do when they quote this verse is I'll say, well, what do? I add up all the contradictions in the Quran, and if anything has more contradictions than that, then it didn't come from Allah.
I'm reading this four. Go ahead, Dio.
No, so I'm just saying that, you know, it's not going to hurt them to admit that the Quran has contradictions.
Yeah, it'll be showing that they agree with Allah.
Exactly. They can just say, hey, there's contradictions, but there's not much contradiction. That's all they have to do.
And then we can show them there's much contradictions.
Yeah, they can
but
say,
yeah, they won't even get on the point.
Yeah, they can say, I can show you how this show is pointless because, you know, there are contradictions in the Quran. It's just not much. So the onus is on us to prove that there's much contradiction.
And we've been doing that for an hour and 20 minutes now. And I haven't even showed mine.
What's the definition of much?
Yeah, no, to Allah, it might be a million. Might be a million to Allah, right?
Here's the other thing. If you read Surah 16:103, it says, and indeed we know that they, the polytheists and pagans, say it's only a human being who teaches him, Muhammad. The tongue of the man they refer to is foreign, while this Quran is a clear Arabic tongue. You will find Aramaic, Syriac words all over this book.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going through the very first surah, and Al-Fatiha has 7 foreign words in it. Allah, Rab, Alameen, Rahman, Rahim, Din, and Sirat. They're all foreign words. In the very first surah.
Alameen?
Yeah, Allah isn't even an Arabic word.
It's the God.
It's Syriac in origin, right? Then you have Rab, which I believe translates as Lord, right? It's Aramaic and Syriac.
Yes. Are you looking at the Osama Dakdok's generous Quran? Yeah, that's 7 of them.
He's got them all listed at the bottom.
Man, he does. 279, he says.
Yeah. Is it 79? I thought I counted.
It's no, sir. No, sir. It's 279, he says. 279, yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at his. Okay, it says Allah, that's 1. The Rab, the Alameen, the Rahman,
World,
the
merciful.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Judgment.
What 6?
The day of the.
That's all right.
Okay, hold on.
Din 6. Din is judgment.
So Allah praying to himself.
Okay, we're reading from this, folks.
Muhammad was a passive participant of the revelations of Allah, so this has to be Allah praying to himself. In praying to himself, Allah used 7 foreign words, non-Arabic words.
And to you we serve, and to you we seek assistance. So Allah seeking assistance from himself? I mean, come on, Muslims. Come on, dear Muslims, please wake up. This book is just deceiving you. Wait a minute. Hey, I'm reaching out my hand right now, Rad.
Okay. Well,
your turn.
Wait a second.
Hang on. Iblis's advocate is trying to talk.
Well, this is advocate straight talk. No, but think about this. So you got Allah. Okay, this is eternal. So this is constantly being recited in the heavens. Okay, and Allah is constantly praying to Himself, beseeching Himself. Why? For assistance. Yeah, help me, Allah. I am Allah. Help me, Allah. You know, who is He talking to?
Mm-hmm.
Totally schizophrenic at this point, dude.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah. Yeah, big time schizophrenic. You know.
Hey, I got something to read. It's not from the Quran, but it's just as funny. And it has to do with creation. So if you pay attention, it's really funny.
Dr. Critical.
Right. Okay, you don't want to lead with a joke saying pay attention because it's really funny. I'm just saying, dude.
Okay, so this is how Allah created everything. Allah, the exalted and the glorious, created the clay on Saturday, and He created the mountains on Sunday. He created the trees on Monday, and He created the things that require labor on Tuesday. On Wednesday, He created the light. So these other 4 days, He was actually working in the dark.
Well, that explains the giraffe. I'm just saying.
Yeah. He caused the animals to spread on Thursday, and He created Adam on Friday, his last creation. But I thought Allah did everything in 6 days. This here has 7.
And you know those are pagan names too. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are pagan names. What is Allah using pagan names?
I don't know. They tell us those are pagan names in Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
But here's
how many days is that? It says
it's Saturday to Friday. So Saturday is 1, Sunday 2, Monday 3, Tuesday 4, Wednesday 5, Thursday 6, Friday 7. But He created the light on Wednesday, and Muslims make fun and say, God created the light the following day or something like that.
It's
kara
leor. It's He called to light. See, the problem with that is that they don't understand the conceptual background of the Old Testament. The Genesis chapter 1 is not speaking about God calling anything into existence. He's actually speaking about the function of these things that are already there.
Hey, are we still doing the contradictions?
Yep.
Okay.
That was 7 days, which is a contradiction. It actually contradicts the Bible, because the Bible says on Exodus 20:11, for in 6 days God created the heavens and the earth and all that is in them. So it contradicts the Bible. I know that.
But that's been corrupted, though. So.
Sheikh DL, thank you for that analogy. Okay. Critical thinker, what were we going to add to that?
Well, no. I was just going to say, if you want, I can give you another contradiction that the answer is going to knock your socks off.
Okay, yep.
I just wanted to say before you do that, that the Quran confirmed that very Torah that we just went through. So thank you.
The contradictory Quran confirmed the contradictory Bible. There you go. See, it's a contradiction in itself.
The corrupted Bible.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so in the Quran, did Allah drown Noah's son, or did He save him?
Uh-oh.
If you look at chapter 11, verses 42 and 43, He drowned one of his sons. But if you look at chapter 21, 76, He saved everybody in his household, which to me would mean that He also saved everybody. That include all his sons. Now, here's the kicker, how Allah gets away with this. Allah says, because, Noah was not very happy that his son had died. So Allah goes to him and says, hey, don't worry about it. He wasn't your son.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, he was from evil conduct. So then Allah says, so don't ask me about these things that you don't have any knowledge. So apparently Allah is telling Noah, hey, your wife stepped out on you, okay? She's an adulteress, and she had a kid that's not yours.
But the wife gets to live and kills the child. Well, wow.
So that's how the Muslims get out of that one.
And I think Surah 8, Noah pleads to God for his son, and then Allah says to him that he's not really your son.
Where's that in Surah 8? Because
I believe that's in Surah 8.
Because the one that I'm looking at is in chapter 11, verses 45 and 46. But here's
it might be there. It might be in 11.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing, guys. Both chapters 11 and chapter 21 are basically talking about the same crap. Now, was this done on purpose to make the Quran look bigger, even though it's only 77,000 words? When you take out the repetitive verses, you probably get down to maybe, 30,000 words. But why does he have to go from chapter 11 and then you got to go 10 chapters later and it's still talking about the same thing? There's no continuity, and we know it's not in revelation order, but there's no, the Bible is in the narrative. It's like picking up a book, right? You got a good novel, and the end of the story is at the beginning of the book, and the beginning of the story is at the end. This is basically your Quran.
There's I can't remember who I was speaking with, and their apologetic for that, their justification for that was that the reason why the Quran tells these stories separately, the same story separately like it does, is to help the people who are memorizing it. It makes it easier for the people who are memorizing it, is the reason why it does this.
Boy, that's the most absurd, asinine, preposterous explanation that I've ever heard.
Well, now, before you say that, that was told to me with a perfectly straight face.
I'm pretty sure it was.
But remember, if those two surahs are destroyed based off of a common argument that they make, that if there were no Qurans, the Quran would still be here because people have memorized them. It seems like a written text was the foundation for the memorization.
I wonder how painful it is for a Muslim to listen to this stream. I really do. I've often thought about, because I go to Muslim streams and listen to some of the things that when they start speaking about Christianity, and when they start talking about the Bible, and how they misquote the Bible, take things out of context, and they're always making misapplications, historical inaccuracy, all these things. And then I try to picture, okay, so if I was a Muslim and I tried coming to this stream, how frustrated I would be if I was, let's just say we were at the beginning of the show. I mean, I did this at the beginning of the show. This was one of the contradictions when we were looking at. Whoops, stop that right now. We were looking at, it's just something simple, because when you guys get down in the weeds, I just like to keep things simple. So, when you ask, well, what was man created from? And when you see something like that and you say, okay, well, this was, this is, a show, this is a bunch of Islamophobes. They hate the Quran. They hate Islam. So they don't know what they're talking about. But when you clearly juxtapose these verses, one right next to the other, how does that, how would that make you feel if you were a Muslim, or if they did this or tried to do this with the Bible? Wouldn't you want to dig deeper into those verses to see what they were saying? Wouldn't that, require you to say, okay, well, what is dust? What is sound? And we asked that question, what was sounding clay? But you can't get away from a blood clot. You can't get away from sperm. You can't get away from nothing. And I don't know. I feel.
I think if they were honest.
I think Rad hit it when he said that this is spiritual. This is a spiritually blinded ideology. It has to be. You cannot get away from all of these things that that we talk about on this show.
Wait, are you
And
saying, Eric? Wait, Eric. I just want you to go on the record here. Are you saying that mankind is not created from the eternal sperm? I'm
And
just
then
saying.
all of those
According
verses
to
that
the
you
Quran,
just
he's not. According to
and
the
all those
Quran, he's
verses.
created from congealed blood. He's created from sounding clay. He's created from dust. He's created from the eternal sperm, and he's created from nothing. Now, if the eternal sperm is nothing, then okay. If the eternal sperm is that, but it's not. You can't. That's a contradiction.
Yeah, and on top of that, all those verses that you just mentioned are ambiguous.
But the Muslims will
Of
try to
course,
explain it to you.
said it.
But they are not of the knowledge, because if they were on the knowledge, they would just say, I believe in all of it. It has been revealed, and I cannot explain it because only Allah knows its true meaning. And if I was to give you a true meaning of it, I would be the one like you that is corrupt, that has a disease in his heart.
I've actually had a Muslim tell me to my face, even if it is false, I will believe it, all of it. I have his voice recorded saying this.
Yeah,
How
Dude.
can they do that, though?
All
How
of
can
them.
somebody do that?
All of them do that. It's called.
Oh, I can verify that because I once had a.
It's called what, DL? It's called what, DL?
Deception.
Yep.
Well, I once asked a Muslim, hey, if in the Quran it said that Muhammad, when he took a crap, he pooped out gold nuggets, would you believe it? And he told me yes. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And he's like, no.
Dude, this is no joke. Pal Talk. He was a good guy, okay? He was like a medical student. And, when people say I'm a medical student or a lawyer, whatever, I actually ask people that I know are nurses or, or work in the medical field. I ask, put him through his paces, see, ask him questions that only, someone who was studying medicine would know. And so they asked him, they challenged him, on certain things that I didn't understand. And they're like, no, he answered correctly. This is what they would be studying. This is, he works in the medical field, okay, in England, okay. Well, I asked him, okay, about sperm coming from between the rib and the backbone. And he said, absolutely, I have to believe that because it is in the Quran. He said, it doesn't matter what Western science teaches. He said, it just means that Western science has not caught up to what the Quran taught in the 7th century.
I've heard that before, too.
Well, ladies and
what about Eastern science or Northern science?
True.
Southern science.
Well, okay. Let me translate Kufr science either way. But no, he was forced to believe that, and I'm like, dude, how do you talk to someone that way?
Was that no side by any chance?
There you go. Yep. Whatever happened.
Okay, if somebody believes that, I do not want. If you're a guy and you're thinking of getting a vasectomy, what do you want this guy to operate on you?
Exactly.
I mean, are you going to go digging up in your back? And, I got it right here. Listen,
dude, I cut that renal vein, dude. That looks like it. Whoa, as you bleed out.
God. But let's face it. I mean, most of your top Muslim apologists over the last 20 years have been medical doctors, have been attorneys.
Zakir Knight. There you go.
Yeah. So I mean,
Well, I mean, you got.
And how many patients has he lost? Because he has to rely on the Quran. Yes, sir. Other than science, true bona fide, proven science.
Well, okay. So to be fair, these guys, they don't practice Islamic science on their patients. They know better. Okay. I mean, seriously, just know every Muslim, they want Sharia law to be practiced on someone else. But when it comes to them, they don't want the Sharia law to be practiced on them, definitely, or their family. You know what I mean? Okay. I mean, you have to be one cold-hearted SOB to sit there and say, yes, I want Islam practice on my homosexual kid. You know what I mean? Okay.
There was a guy who said that.
I was on Pell Talk too. Yeah, but you know what? I don't believe that. I seriously don't.
Right. If you're a loving parent, you would not be going, okay, if my son
had fleeing to the West, he'd be fleeing to the West, dude.
Yeah, that's right. You asked Eric, how would the Muslims feel Well, I think if they listen to us, that if they're honest, and that's the key word, if they're honest, they would be appreciative, because they would be going, oh my goodness, there is a contradiction. They're naming all these contradictions, but they tell them, if we want to talk about the Quran, there's a verse in the Quran, I forget where it is, but it says, if the other people want to talk about the Quran, then don't have that conversation with them. But then if they want to talk about something else, then you can talk with them. So if we're saying, hey, I want to show you this in the Quran, they're supposed to turn away. That's that spiritual blindness.
Yep.
The Quran tells them walk away, and then, apparently the darkness of that has blinded them.
Well, I just want to point out, wait, stop. I just want to point out, what is that on your face, Eric? I didn't, yeah.
Oh, is it a mustache?
Yeah, I've never seen you wear glasses.
No, these glasses, okay, these glasses right here are my...
Oh, wait.
And every time I have these things on, and I want to read something, I got to go like this, because I got to get new glasses. So I went out and I bought some readers, and these are like magnification 80, and I can see
so you're blind and deaf. Wow.
Yeah.
Blind and deaf.
Yeah, my teeth
Blessed are your
eyes,
for they do see.
Next. Yeah, my teeth are next.
For they do hear.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and call it a night, guys. I appreciate everybody coming. This was a lot of fun. It's always fun to get out.
It's only 1:40. We got 20 minutes.
I got my son here tonight. He had his
oh, that's right.
Ear operation. Plus, I got to go throw this stupid frisbee for his dog. I'm gonna beat him with it as one of our
Have fun. Have fun.
I didn't hear that.
Listen, Mr. Abbas is doing the trick. Oh, the Quran doesn't say that the sun was setting into a pool. Yes, it does.
Does not say this. All right. Thanks for coming, DL. Yeah. What is that? It's okay. Hold on. I'm afraid you misquoted the Quran. The Quran did not say the sun was setting in a muddy pool. I'm see here. I mean, come on. He found that it was setting in a muddy pool.
He found it setting into the pool. Muhammad confirms in a hadith when he's asked, where does the sun, and he says the sun sets into a murky spring.
Where is the exegesis on that verse that says that was just Muhammad's perception in the Quran? Give us the verse, buddy boy.
It's not there. And plus, you got a hadith to back it up, where he's riding with his buddy out there.
And who's dual
carnane?
Who's dual carnane to begin with? Seriously.
All right, David, for Sunday, we got to do something Sunday. Yeah, send me some of your ideas for Sunday. I'll be more than happy to entertain them, look at them, and we'll get something hammered out. Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate you all. God bless you, and we will see you on Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, all right. Subscribe. Hold on. Subscribe. Like,
share, subscribe.
Like, share. Okay. Like,
and
share,
hit
subscribe.
The bell. Hit the bell.
And hit the bell. Ding dong.
Like is the like.
And you got till Sunday to find that verse.
Hey, Eric, maybe you might need to do maybe an extra show, maybe like 3 a week. Like Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
I know. I've actually considered it. However,
really? Yay!
All right, we'll talk about it offline. God bless y'all. We'll see you soon.
All right, God bless you.